Hey, so we were having conversations with our Girl Truth girls this past week, and we were talking about our identity in Christ and even how that affects our behavior. Because I think a lot of times, when we're trying to talk to teenagers about Christianity or the things of God, sometimes it comes off like a lot of rules, right? Christians do this, they don't do that. Do this, don't do that. And it comes off legalistic, religious. Now, we know that there are boundaries, that there are things that we do and there are things that we don't do. But the reason that there are things that we do and that we don't do is because of who we are, right? It comes out of an overflow of who we are in Christ. So we were talking about this reality of Colossians 3:3, that who we truly are is hidden with Christ in God. And I had the girls come up with some visuals. Like, what does that look like? For me, I think of it like a cocoon, like me and Jesus are up in the cocoon in God, right? Some of the girls thought of a wing, or some thought of like a kangaroo pouch, like me and Jesus in God, right? I'm with him in God. And when we talked about the reality of us being in God, right? That with Christ in God, then it changes a little bit of the way that we act. It changes how we think because we're literally with Christ in God, right? And so it's not that you have to stop, like you're forced to like stop doing this. It's like when you come into the realization that where you're located is with Christ in God, that in him we live and we move and we have our being, then some of those behaviors just start to fall off, right? I love this. One of the girls, her name is Emma, in our community, she said, yeah, it's like you're sitting in poo covered in gold, right? Like that sin that's in your life, the behaviors we'll say that are in your life that are unbecoming. It's like here you are dripping in gold as a daughter of God. Here you are dripping in gold as being in Christ, with Christ in God. And you're just kind of sitting in your poo, right? You're sitting in your poo in gold. And I'm like, that is such a good way to think of it. It's not that God is like, don't do this, don't do that. It's like, man, that is no longer even becoming of you. That is not who you are anymore. You can just take that stuff off. And I love seeing these girls just awaken to that truth, that the reality in Christ, man, it makes them holy because God is holy. And it was such a powerful thing. So have these conversations with your daughters about identity. When they know who they are, everything changes. Everything changes.